2021 can be considered the fastest year for women sprinting, seeing that it took over a century to find 3 women who ran under 10.7, regardless of conditions. It took only 6 months this year to see that time being posted by 3 different women. The level of sprinting now has put the woman 100-meter final in the spotlight, making the race the most anticipated one for years. It has also brought up an interesting question, which is whether or not the woman's 100-meter world record will be broken soon. The woman's 100-meter world record stands at 10.49 seconds. Set by Florence Griffith Joyner at the U.S. Olympic Trials in 1988, is not only the toughest world record to break in athletics, but it is also the most controversial. While there are varying opinions on whether or not this time is legitimate or not, the World Athletics seem to have no intention of removing it. Hence, this is the time to beat if any female wishes to be crowned the fastest woman in history. 10.49 sounds an extremely hard task, but given the current form of female sprinters, it cannot be written off as an impossibility. On the 19th of June 2021, Sha'ccari Richardson, in the women's 100-meter semifinal at her first Olympic trials, ran what may be the most scary run ever by a female sprinter. Overcoming a poor start from the blocks, Richardson managed to get up to speed, and by approximately 25 meters started to point at the clock, meaning her speed would have dropped dramatically, but yet she stopped the clock at 10.64 seconds. Unfortunately, the wind was at 2.7 meters per second, over the allowable limit. But taking everything into consideration, it is a sign that taking down Flo-Jo's 10.49 is no impossible task. We could take into consideration that at 2.0, which is the allowable wind limit, she would have run 10.66 seconds, and without any wind, which is rare, she would have gone 10.76 seconds. That is how fast she would have run legally, still playing around. Richardson is not the only threat. There is also the reigning world champion, Shelly-Ann, who seems to be fixated on getting this world record. Despite being at the age of 34 and being a mother, Fraser-Pryce still looks as dangerous as that determined young girl that emerged as Olympic champion in Beijing. While not many may know, Pryce could have actually broken the world record before, even as recent as her last World Championships win. In that run, she recorded a 6.81 60-meter split, a split ahead of Flo-Jo's 6.89 from her 10.54 run at the 1988 Olympics. From that race, her splits were on par to run 10.4, assuming she never decelerated as she did, which is a problem that she seemed to have fixed. It so happens that in her third 100-meter outing of the season, she was able to record a personal best of 10.63 seconds, making her the second fastest woman ever. It was from that run that we noticed her total last 40-meter was different. Rather than leaning forward, which she usually does, she remained upright. That allowed her to produce a lot more vertical force in the closing stages of the race, helping her to finish much more strongly. In a surprising turn of events, Blessing Okabare ran 10.63 at her national trials, making things even more exciting. While that run was aided by a plus 2.7 wind, she would have run 10.66 with legal wind as well. Despite only posting 10.90 as the season's best prior to that run, she had already been among the fastest women of all time, having a personal best of 10.79. This says a lot about the ability she has, and that going forward, she'll have a lot of confidence to know she has a chance for gold. But even more significantly, she would be confident enough to think she could go a lot faster as she peaks for Tokyo. The quality of female sprinting right now is incredible, and to think, Elaine Thompson has yet to run at a 100% so far this season. We can only imagine what is about to happen as we head to the climax of the season. So it should be said that if there is a time Flo-Jo's world record can't be broken, this year is definitely the year it will happen.